Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Monday, April 13th Madison City Council meeting. At this time, I would like to ask everyone to stand as Pastor Josh Britt from Courageous Church leads us in our invocation, and please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. Welcome, Pastor.
Welcome. Lord Jesus, we thank you for the opportunity to come together tonight to discuss both issues and needs in this community. We thank you, God, for the leaders and, God, all the people who make up this great place. Lord, we pray that, God, you would direct them, you would guide them, and you would lead them in this evening. Lord, we pray for unity among all of us. And, Lord, you would be glorified among all things. And we remember that every good and perfect gift comes down from you. Lord, be with us during this time. It's in your name that we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Pastor. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. May I have the roll call, please?
Mayor Bartlett, Council President Robleski,
Here.
Councilmember Beer,
Here.
Councilmember Goodson,
Here.
Councilmember McKay,
Here.
Councilmember Lessman,
Here.
Councilmember White,
Here.
Councilmember Jackson.
Here.
Thank you. We have a quorum, and so we will begin. Are there any amendments to the agenda?
The only amendment is that we added an executive session to the end of the agenda, and we updated and republished earlier today, and that's all.
Great. Thank you so much. Next up, we have the approval of minutes, and our first one is from our regular meeting on March 23rd.
Move to approve.
Second. I have a motion for Mr. Jackson and a second for Mrs. White. Are there any comments or questions? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Jackson,
Aye.
Councilmember White,
Aye.
Council President Robleski,
Aye.
Councilmember Beer,
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson,
Aye.
Councilmember McKay,
Aye.
Councilmember Lessman.
Aye. Thank you. The minutes are accepted as written. Next up are our minutes from our work session on March 25th.
Move to approve. Second.
I have a motion for Mr. Beer and a second for Mr. Jackson. Are there any comments or questions? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Beer,
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson,
Aye.
Council President Robleski,
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson,
Aye.
Councilmember McKay,
Aye.
Councilmember Lessman,
Abstain.
Councilmember White.
Abstain.
Thank you. The minutes are accepted as written. We have our two very important special presentations, and I'd like to invite Chief Brandy Williams with our Madison Fire and Rescue Department to come forward for those. Thank you, Chief.
Good evening. Nathan, could you join me? We have two award presentations tonight, and both are recognizing citizens that utilized their training and made a difference in the outcome of someone's life. So the two awards we're going to give tonight is the Star of Life and the Unit Citation. The Star of Life is awarded to someone who is successful in saving a life while medical interventions are being performed, also defined as someone who survives and is discharged from the hospital. The Unit Citation is awarded to someone who acts as part of a crew or team that provides alternative support outside to those actively engaged in saving a life during a fire, rescue, or medical emergency. So on March 7th, 2026, Nathan Santos saved his friend from choking. Nathan is 15 years old and attends St. John the Baptist Catholic School. Nathan and his friend were playing lead roles in The Beauty and the Beast at their school. They were backstage having snacks during intermission when his friend fell to his knees and started choking. Nathan realized what was going on and began performing the Heimlich maneuver on him. His friend coughed up the object. His friend was fine and did not need any further treatment or interventions. Both resumed their roles after intermission and finished the play. Nathan learned first aid and CPR while working on his first aid merit badge with Scouting America. Nathan's quick thinking and training made a difference in his friend's life. Nathan performed without hesitation, and that is admirable for a 15-year-old. During my discussion with Nathan, he stated that he just reacted and didn't even realize what happened until it was over. He is also passionate about stressing the importance of CPR training. You hope you're never in a situation to have to use this training, but it is better to be able to assist than to feel helpless. So join me in congratulating Nathan in this important Life Save Award.
I just wanted to stress again about how I sat through so many first aid classes through Boy Scouts, and I never thought I'd use any of these skills, but everyone should learn them because these things happen so quickly. It happened out of nowhere. I was not expecting to need to have to do that night, and I'm just happy that everything went okay and he's fine. Thank you.
All right, would y'all join me up here, please? Our second award is for cardiac arrest. Our second award is for a cardiac arrest that occurred on February 23rd, 2026. Engine 1, Ladder 1, Battalion 1, and HEMSI were dispatched to Phase 3 Fitness for a cardiac arrest. When they arrived on scene, several bystanders had already begun resuscitation efforts on the patient. Carson Freeman was the first one to the patient and prepared him for CPR and the AED. John Ballou began CPR. Madison Woodburn applied the AED and delivered a shock. Randall Stanley delivered rescue breaths, and Haiwan Lim assisted with patient care. Due to their quick actions and working together, the patient regained a pulse and was successfully resuscitated while still at Phase 3 Fitness. When we arrived on scene, we took over patient care from the bystanders. Captain Stephen Chop assessed the patient while driver Sam Yates checked for a pulse, confirming he did have a pulse. Firefighter Seth Stevens applied the cardiac monitor while driver Grayson Hope and firefighter Josh Gates began to support the patient's breathing with a bag valve mask and oxygen. Firefighter Alan Phillips, firefighter Seth Stevens, and Captain John Galloway established an IV and administered medications. Battalion Chief Jason Tidwell assisted in stabilizing the scene and other duties. When HEMSI arrived on scene, the patient was loaded for transport. Captain Stephen Chop and firefighter Josh Gates rode in with HEMSI to assist with patient care. The patient was awake and talking when they arrived at the hospital. So for the Star of Life, we have Carson Freeman, who is not able to attend tonight. And these are Phase 3 Fitness employees. That's correct, right? All Phase 3? No, some were bystanders. Okay, we have a mixture of bystanders and I guess people that were working out. Okay. And then John Ballou for Star of Life, who is also not here. Madison Woodburn, Star of Life, who is also not here. Randall Stanley. And Haiwan Lim. For unit citation, we have firefighter Joshua Gates, firefighter Alan Phillips, firefighter Seth Stevens, driver Sam Yates, driver Grayson Hope, Captain Stephen Chop, Captain John Galloway, Battalion Chief Jason Tidwell, Sammy Smith with HEMSI, and Paige Baxter with HEMSI. Please join me in congratulating these guys. So one thing that's a little different tonight out of both of these awards is it involves several citizens, which is not something that we typically encounter. So if it had not been for every one of these citizens that acted quickly and didn't panic, I'm not sure the outcome would have been the same. Thank y'all.
Thank you so much, Chief Williams. Mayor Bartlett is out of state on city business, and so I have the honor tonight to present the proclamation by Mayor Bartlett designating April 19th to 25th as National Library Week in the city of Madison to Katie Moore, and I would like to invite our wonderful Madison Library Board staff, Friends of the Library Board, to come forward for the award. There we go. Very good. Thank you so much. So on behalf of Mayor Bartlett, this is my first time being able to do this. It's a quite lengthy proclamation, lots of words in honor of the library. Whereas today's libraries are less about what they have on the shelves and more about what they can do with and for their communities, and they have long served as trusted and treasured institutions where people of all ages, interests, and backgrounds can come together and learn alongside each other. And whereas libraries of all types are the heart of their city, town, school, and campus, and offer members of the community a welcoming space and opportunities to explore new passions through technology, programs, and services. And whereas libraries and librarians help patrons find tools to improve their quality of life, and whereas libraries, which promote the free exchange of information and ideas for all, are cornerstones of democracy and strive to develop and maintain programs and collections that are as diverse as the populations they serve. And whereas libraries are a resource for all members of the community, regardless of race, ethnicity, creed, ability, sexual orientation, gender identity, socioeconomic class, by offering services and educational programming that transform lives and strengthen communities. Whereas libraries, librarians, library workers, and supporters across America are celebrating National Library Week. I, Renee Bartlett, Mayor of Madison, do hereby proclaim the week of April 19th to 25th as National Library Week. Congratulations. Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you very much for that lovely proclamation. And I'd just like to say that the library staff truly appreciates the support that we get from the City of Madison. And it is our pleasure to serve all the members of the community of Madison.
Thank you so much. And I believe we have a check presentation. This is Jeff Davis. He is the president of our Madison Library Board, and you have a check
Yes,
for?
I have a check
Okay.
for $18,000 for the Madison City Library on
Awesome.
behalf of the Friends of the Library.
Yes, thank you so much. And I'd like to recognize Janetta and Dave as well, being a huge integral part of our library. And if you are interested in being a friend of the library, we actually will be meeting tomorrow at the library at 6:30. Would love to have you join us. We have lots of programs going on, and all are welcome. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. So now we'll move into public comments, and the way the procedure works is if you fill out a card, I call on you first, and then once we go through all the cards, anyone is welcome to speak. Everyone has 3 minutes. I'll ask that you address your comments or questions to me. Would like for you to state your name and your district. If you don't know your district, if you could just say the general area of where you live. The reason we ask for that is so that if you say something that spurs an opportunity to respond, your council member will want to engage with you. In the back, we have each council member and mayor's business card. I also have different department head cards provided for you as well, should you need to get in contact with police chief, fire chief, that sort of thing. So at this time, I will call on Gerald Clark to come and speak first, please.
Thank you. I'm going to talk about zoning tonight. Is the mic working?
Yeah.
One of the reasons why I moved to Madison was for zoning. I came from the county. It's the Wild West there. You can do whatever you want to do on your piece of property. You can literally have homes and businesses next to each other. If you want to have a junk car in your backyard, you can do that too in the county. So I was looking forward to some of the restrictions that zoning offers. Now, what that does is that's going to separate the incompatible uses that we have from the quiet things, from the loud things, the smelly things, from the things that don't smell. It's going to combine compatible uses, things that work good together, things that are high traffic volume, things that require a lot of infrastructure, maybe it's something that needs to be on a busy road or near an intersection. And it's going to combine all those things. You're going to get orderly growth out of that. It's going to help your city planner. They're going to be able to use their infrastructure wisely. Your city's going to look better, and it's going to help preserve the character of your city. It's going to protect property and quality of life. We've had something happen in the past 20 years that kind of snuck in under the radar. A thing called Airbnb came into existence. And the name is not what it is anymore. Airbnb started as an air mattress, bed, and breakfast. It's not that anymore. I think everybody can agree that it is a house that somebody buys in a neighborhood. Nobody manages that house. You rent it online, you pay for it online. There is no one to contact when something goes wrong in the middle of the night. So we've had a couple of wild parties in our neighborhood, Airbnbs. We've had some bad things happen in our neighborhood. Those were rental houses. So in both cases, you have no manager managing that property. The difference with that and a hotel is, with a hotel, you've always got a manager. There's always somebody there to handle things when things go wrong. You've got the infrastructure for a lot of traffic, which neighborhoods don't have. When they block off the streets in your neighborhood, emergency vehicles can't get in and out. You've got working people that live in those neighborhoods, and if they want to have a party on a Thursday night, which they will do, you're going to be up all night dealing with car doors slamming, people literally parking in your driveway, and then somebody's got to clean up the mess the next morning. Nobody really talks about that, but you do have to clean it up. Sorry, it looks like my time's up, but I can talk more about that later if you guys want to hear more about that.
Thank you so much, Mr. Clark. Next up is Mimi Georgianis. Gorgianis.
Robleski.
I know.
Georgianis.
Georgianis. I was close.
If we do this, they're going to start that timer going. I live in Moore's district. Very grateful. Moore has helped me personally and professionally. I do represent an HOA. I'm not here as a HOA board member. I'm here as a private individual. I appreciate all of you. I haven't been around, which is probably a good thing. I do agree with the gentleman that just spoke. There's a lot of, I think with the growth, that we've got a lot of challenges that we didn't have before. Someone's got to be the grown-ups and clean up. I clean up. Moore knows I clean up. I don't like being a grown-up. Moore took one thing off my plate, so that's why I could just carry on a little. But I am grateful for everything that you do. I have a good relationship with Public Works. Moore has helped me. The past city attorney helped a very bad problem we had. Right now, less than 2 minutes. I have a personal property that I've owned for over 20 years. Last year, there was an old resolution involving that property in the HOA. I emailed you all on April 6th, 202-5137R. I'm not going to get into the specifics, who said what, who did what. It did fail. It would have been pushed through if somebody hadn't spoken up about it being invalid. There are recorded issues that I will bring back up if this matters. Again, this subject matter comes in. Some things have changed. It involves pathways, city putting their fingers on public pathways in HOAs and creating private openings, again, because of the population, because of people not respecting rules and trespassing and vandalism. It's an issue. This same house was involved in a very serious crime in December. I was personally, financially, I'd lost friends that don't even want anything to do with Madison because of this crime. Was that a little extreme? Yes, it was extreme. But the fact remains, it happened, it affected my property, so now I'm super sensitive to vandalism, trespassing, property rights. I bought that house 20 years ago on a private cul-de-sac. HOA has rights to do things. What has really changed this year, there was never direct access from this private cul-de-sac to the greenway. Someone has put a bridge. People have perfectly good access. That's not good enough for some. someone a sidewalk, even if it means giving up land rights to the city getting involved in private property rights, creating a tendency with the HOA. Just generally, we've got to respect everybody. We've got to respect our ordinances. I'm moving away a little bit from this. With the amount of crime, the e-bikes are turning out to be a problem. Airbnbs are a problem. But we have a lot of good ordinances in place. It's enforcement, fire enforcement, when people decide to burn leaves, and then I get complaints because they can't breathe with leaf burning. Well, you know, in the county they burn. Well, we're not in the county. We're in the city. We don't burn. Let's give them a fine, right? People have to pay tickets and fines. They tend to respect ordinance. Leash laws. I'm having trouble with leash. See, I said I wasn't representing the HOA. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have Mr. Shane Burton.
Yes, I'm not from Madison. I'm a contractor trying to do a building out here, and all I'm asking for tonight is that we have an easement on this property. It's over on Gin Oaks Court that has two lots were joined years ago, and the easement never was vacated. And we've gone through all the paperwork and got everything in, and we're just asking that, see if y'all would be able to approve that easement vacation tonight to not delay construction any longer. And instead of it having to wait till go through the two sessions. And that was my ask for tonight, and I appreciate y'all's time.
Yes, sir. Just to confirm, this is under planning. Is this,
It's
Item H.
proposed.
oh, H, okay. Okay, and it's just the first reading for tonight.
Yes, and I was wanting to see if it would be possible for it to be approved with one reading.
Suspend the
instead of two.
rules. Let me defer to our city attorney.
Yes, if you all are amenable to that, we can make a note that this gentleman has asked to suspend the rules, and then we can bring it back up for your consideration at that time.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Burton. All right, Mr. Robert Jones, please.
Robert Jones, and I live Cottonwood Estates. Couple of things. Just found out last night on the news about the was it Slide City proposal that's going in. Have a little bit of concern about the traffic on that. Also, parking lot lighting, and how long the commitment would be for that company to stay operational if things start dying down there, so that it's not just a waste of the revenue and I understand the revenue's good. I'm looking forward for that, and all, just some concerns to voice about that. Another concern of mine is the amount of companies coming in and buying the starter homes and stuff just to have it as rentals. To me, it would be good to have a limit as to how many properties in a neighborhood can be bought outside for rental property only. I know of other states and cities that have done this, so that's just one of the things. My big pet peeve that I have here tonight is with the school right by my subdivision, because every day I'm driving by, growing up, you know me through my kids, I was a very active father, but I see these signs, "Hey girl, you can't drop your kids off here." That's at the school. Another one is, "Hey girl, use the car line," not "Hey parents." Why? Why is the Madison City School slamming only females? Okay, that's my question there. Because anybody, else driving by, active father, they don't consider me anything. Also, the negativity towards that we're already showing these little kids towards females. Why is that? That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. And then the last card we have is from Mr. Carl Sanpierre, please.
Last time I did this, I swore I'd never do it again. Carl Sanpierre, 303 Church Street. I did initial petition for speeding by Sandy several mayors ago. I got chased out of businesses, 2 businesses. I know who said no. All businesses wanted the speed humps, but unfortunately, they don't own the business. They don't own the building, so the owners said no. There were 12 people that didn't get a vote that they wanted speed humps. It started with 3 humps, small pipes, but those people complained, and the north and south set were pulled, and a stop sign was put at Arnett. There's no light there, so at night you can't see the sign, and people go blowing through it, and they ignore it anyway because it's so small. If you want to see how many people run the light, put the car counter in the middle of the intersection, and you'll see 50s and 60 miles an hour going through there. The stop should be at College. That's in the middle. That's where the people have got all the speed going. And besides that, there's a school there. And on top of that, there's no crossing. There's no zebra for kids to go back and forth. Every day, some little kid on a bicycle is going through there, and the guy going south is weaving around all the stopped cars, and the little kid's not looking because there's no stripe. And one day they're going to hit that little kid. Or my neighbor with 2 little children walking across, thinking it's okay to go. Nobody there watching it. Used to there'd be somebody from the school there. A patrol car, I call and complain, and they'll send a patrol car. That doesn't do any good. This is like the Las Vegas River. It's an empty stream most of the time, but then it floods. In the morning and the afternoon, Church Street is terrible. And they go down Sturdivant Street, and they go down Maple Street to bypass Mill Road because it's all stopped up. So there's another problem. Looking at the layers of pavement on Church Street, you can see nothing's been done in years. I've been there 35 years. I can't remember the last time it got paved. And I'm told it's because they got to fix the sewer and other things before they fix that road. Otherwise, we'll never get anything done. But if they do fix it, they'll take up the speed humps. And then what do? I sent pictures of drains, diagonal drains, speed tables, instead of humps that fire trucks and everybody can go across. That thing moves fast. And I've been ignored, and other people are going to complain. I'm just repeating what they say. But I have to complain because I did the initial thing. I will continue to complain, call, and flip off the speeders. I am the grumpy old man on Church Street. You've seen my sign. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sanpierre. Is there anyone else at this time that would like to address? Yes, sir.
Hi, good evening, members of the Madison City Council. Apologies, I had submitted an email some time back, but I didn't see the card in the back. My name is Cavallo Schweitzer Capico. I live on Maple Street. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. I'm here to raise concerns about the speeding and unsafe driving in our historic district, an area that should be one of the safest, most walkable parts of our community. Unfortunately, that's not what we're experiencing. Drivers regularly move through at dangerous speeds, often ignoring stop signs and showing little regard for pedestrians or the neighborhood itself. Aggressive driving, tailgating, rapid acceleration, and failure to yield is becoming more common. This is a serious safety issue. We've had multiple near misses involving pedestrians, children, family, and people's pets. There have also been close calls with other people and driving on the roads as well. With schools and daycares in the neighborhood, the risk is even greater. Young children and caregivers are walking these streets every day. Sundays are especially concerning. With 3 churches nearby, traffic increases significantly. While that's expected, the behavior of some drivers is not. The situation has become so consistent that I find myself calling the concerns almost every Sunday due to speeding and unsafe conditions. We also see increased problems when trains block crossings, as we all know. It's something that we cannot control. Drivers try to bypass the train by, as Carl was discussing, cutting through side streets. leading to more speeding and congestion on roads not designed for that volume of traffic. The historic district should be a place where people feel safe walking, where children can be outside, and where residents feel secure. Right now, that sense of safety is lacking. With that being said, I know we have the business district down in that area, and I don't want to do anything to impede on those because I want growth for the community as well. I urge the council to consider increased enforcement and other traffic calming measures. We're simply asking for a safer environment for the people who live, walk, and gather in this important part of Madison. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Topeko.
Sorry, I have a caveat. I created a petition from the community. Could I submit that for record?
Yes, please. Please give it to our city clerk, Mrs. Thomas.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon. My name is Jennifer Bottomley. My last name is Bottomley for the record. I am the current owner of 302 Church Street. However, I've been living in the city of Madison since 1997. I'm here also to ask the council to act collaboratively with the other entities in the city of Madison. We recently just had a meeting at 5 o'clock, and we became aware that not only does the council need to take considerations of speeding, it needs to go with law enforcement and code enforcement. Several of the issues have been brought forward, such as crosswalks, speeding, and speed humps, and police officers. However, Church Street is designated as a residential street. However, it is being used more as a connector, as there's over 400 cars going through. I think previously, the business owners and the residents have been pitted together somehow to effectuate change. However, we both want the same thing. We want the city of Madison historically to grow. And we can do that by making safety measures such as widening the roads, adding crosswalks, showing that there is a school zone there, and also just making sidewalks safe. That helps the businesses and it helps the residents. And I'd like to make it known that more than the city council needs to come together, and everything needs to be looked at in its totality of its circumstances, because there is going to be a catastrophic injury if this is not addressed. There are school children that are going through an intersection that is not regulated with crosswalks. It's not marked. And when that happens, there's not going to be a right of recovery for them. So the city needs to be on notice that there are legally holes out there, and I'm asking it to be looked at so the residents and the city taxpayers can be protected and the businesses can also grow. Because if our residential area is more welcoming, that brings more walkers, more families, and more patrons to the businesses to go eat at Main Street, go to Black Bear. So I don't want this to be a business versus resident. Bring us all together, get together with legal, police, and regulations and look at this in its totality. And I'm urging you to do this before the city council meeting on June 8th when that information will be available to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bottomley. Is there anyone else who would like to address council? Yes, sir. That's fine. We always welcome new information.
Yes. Hi, I'm Matt Powers. I'm 110 Church Street next to what used to be the gas company. And similar to how we've all been talking about church and Main and Sturtevant and all of these, I'd also like to highlight an area that I've personally, almost had multiple accidents in, and it's actually Martin Street now, as we've added a lot more businesses on that side. It feels like street parking along there is kind of free-for-all. I've personally watched cars park all the way up at the stop sign at Wise and just get out and go walk into one of the businesses. We have street parking, both the surface lot right behind Old Black Bear and on the other side on Main Street. So if we can either have some sort of designated parking spots for parallel parking along those businesses there, or signage to, say there is not street parking available here. Just some clarity on where it is appropriate, because people are parking too close to that intersection and it is very congested. So that's my 2 cents.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Mr. Powers? Is there anyone else who would like to address council? Okay, seeing none, we will close public comments and move into the consent agenda and finance committee report. Mr. Beer.
Thank you. Okay, so the finance committee, we've got our consent agenda here. We've got disposal of some property, just different automobiles and whatnot that we have set for disposal. We've got 2 insurance settlements. Neither one of these were at-fault incidents for the city, but there is some settlements coming our way after our deductibles. $7,800 net on one, $4,300 net on the other. We also have this resolution 2026-143R, which I'll speak to because there are several questions about it. In there, it says that we're going to pay $X for background checks for volunteers. And what that is for every volunteer that we have for Parks and Rec, they go through background screenings. It's about $800 a year that we have, but we don't have $1 in there because it is obviously subject to how many volunteers come through. There is a constraint on that. At the end of the day, it's a resolution that authorizes this use subject to the budget that's in place as well. So there is a restriction on it that way. We also have a technology software that's our ERP that is used throughout the city. Pretty much every department touches this at some point. It's $73,000. And then we have a donation of $40 for the senior center. And then finally, a acceptance of a donation for propertyroom.com for the Madison Police Department. So before I move to accept that, a few other just quick finance updates. Our next meeting is the 5 o'clock before the next Finance Committee meeting. In that, we're going to continue to go through our mid-year budget. The mid-year budget is something that City Council does every year. So we'll look at what's been happening and where we would reforecast for the year. Following that, we'll have our annual audit that should be wrapped up, or that almost is wrapped up. We'll have the full presentation in early May for the Finance Committee. So with that, I move to accept the Finance consent agenda and Finance Committee report.
Move to approve. Oh,
Nope.
second.
Second. Okay, I have a motion from Mr. Beer and a second from Mrs. Lessman. Any comments or questions about consent agenda? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Councilmember Lessman.
Aye.
Council President Robleski.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson.
Aye.
Councilmember McKay.
Aye.
Councilmember White.
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Thank you. The consent agenda and Finance Committee report are accepted as written. We now move into presentation and reports, and as I mentioned earlier, Mayor Bartlett is out of state on city business, so we will begin again with Mr. Beer.
Sorry, you got to hear from me twice in a row. Okay, so I'll be fairly quick today. I know he left, but I want to give a shout out to Troop 350. Both my boys were part of Troop 350. All the merit badges and training that they have, and actually to see that stuff come into action and help save a life is incredible. And Nathan wasn't the only story where that happened. So kudos to them. Encourage everyone to get involved in scouting in some way or form if it fits within your lifestyle there. But it's a great program. Also want to read my own writing. One thing I just want to talk about quickly is I attended a leadership Huntsville event the other day, and it was a roundtable, and one of the questions came up. They said, how do you make these decisions, these difficult decisions? And we're facing a lot of them, short-term rentals being one of them. And I will tell you, I appreciate the engagement, obviously from folks here today, folks that have reached out before. There are no easy decisions that come to council. Everything, as I've learned, it is incredibly complicated. There's great arguments on both sides. And at the end of the day, somebody, obviously you're going to have some folks that may be disappointed. We do look at what is in the best interest of the city, and we look at the authority that we have that's granted by the state. And the authority that we have, and when we look at is what is in the best interest of the city as a whole, which obviously means there's some folks that may not agree with the decision. But I will say the engagement is incredibly helpful because without hearing from people, we don't know the opposing views and different viewpoints. So I appreciate everyone who spoke up with that. I'm also going to join the Main Street Board, so I appreciate all the commentary today about traffic. Again, when we talk about engagement, I wasn't aware of that. I had seen a few emails, but I wasn't aware to the extent of that. So just know that when you speak up, it helps us understand what's going on. And if my role on Main Street Board, I'll help advocate for that. So thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Beer. Mr. Goodson?
So we had a meeting today at 5, and one, I want to thank the people. Cavello was the gentleman who originally started putting that plan together. We had several citizens show up, and I think we had a good dialogue. I want to thank especially Michael Johnson for showing up from engineering that was able to give us a lot of good background as to why things happen. And as she said, it's not simple solutions in some of this space. We did set up to actually have another meeting on June 8th before the council meeting that month to actually go over where we're at with some of that work. I'll fill you guys in on what some of that discussion and some of the ideas that were talked about and things to give you a better idea of kind of the scope of what people are talking about there. Downtown is a great place to live. It's a great place to actually go and eat now, go and enjoy, walk around. I spent a lot of time actually Sunday afternoon walking around down there and looking at businesses and stuff. It is a neat vibe that is happening down there, and just want to thank all the people that put a lot of work into making downtown a place that is just a joy to be around. Speaking about that, there's 2 different events that are coming up downtown that I want to highlight especially. One is called Math on Main. That's going to be on the 30th of April. From 5 to 7 p.m. It's going to be a collaboration between Madison City Schools and Main Street Madison. It's going to be a fun, family-friendly night in downtown Madison with math-themed activities, food trucks, and fun. Then on the 16th of May, I want to get this word out early, the Taste of Main Street block party from 11 to 4. There's going to be a free family-friendly event. They're going to have live music. Philip Rigsby is going to be the DJ at that since he is now not engaged in activities at the State House. So we're excited to have Philip down there and a lot of fun activities for the kids. There's also going to be an optional event down there that actually does have a cost, $30 for a ticket for this per person. It's to sample 5 different foods from Old Black Bear, Zanata's, Main Street Cafe, Vine and Oak, and the Lanier Tea House. I also want to express one other place that we were actually able to attend the ribbon cutting for last week, the Catering Kitchen, which is downtown close to where the Madison Station Antiques is now located at. A great place to stop on your way home from work, grab some food, take it home. They'll actually either warm it for you or you can take it home. It has the instructions to do that. We actually took advantage of that on Saturday, and it was a great meal for us at home. Madison is really getting an interesting vibe downtown, and thanks for joining the Main Street Board. There is so much going on down there. It is not a sleepy little town.
Very good, thank you. Mr. McKay?
Yeah, I've got a couple of updates tonight from the 2 boards that I serve on. So first, McDAB, which is the Madison City Disability Advisory Board. The Special Needs Program is launching 11 programs this summer for the community. It's not just for those with special needs, it's for families as well. And something that I saw get posted online today, there's a 90s themed field day coming to the city this summer. It's going to be really cool. It's got all the 90s type sack races and stuff like that associated with it. So more to come on that. I think it's at Dublin Park is where it's going to be held at. So all this comes from our new special needs coordinator, Mrs. Strada. She's incredible. If you haven't met her, you need to. She's bringing new things online in that space weekly, and it's really getting incredible, and I'm super proud of that. From Parks and Rec, there was a Bob Jones High School softball tourney at Palmer Park weekend before last. 47 teams from Alabama, Tennessee, and Kentucky came to play there. That's a lot of teams, and you got to do a multiplier by the families and fans that come watch those games. So you got to realize the economic impact from having events like this in our city. The fields look great. Parks and Rec's done a really good job maintaining those fields. I know because my daughter played in one Saturday night at Palmer Park, and the fields look fantastic. There's no complaints on the field quality down there in Palmer Park for softball and baseball. I will say that I have heard recent complaints on some soccer things, but I think that the soccer fields are better than they have been in a long time due to the break we took during the winter. The grass is coming in very good. Which even with it being dry right now, the winter rise done a nice job soaking up some moisture. Last thing. There is tonight at Bob Jones High School a Miracle League of Madison pop-up shop for T-shirts. And there's one next Monday, since you're here, at the Bob Jones High School softball game. So Miracle League of Madison is an initiative to build an all-inclusive field for kids with mental and physical disabilities at Palmer Park, and this is a fundraiser for that. And there's more information on their website. It's Miracle League of Madison. So, yeah, that's all I have for tonight.
Great, thank you. Mrs. Lessman?
Yes, I'd like to thank the people that came up for the public comment section. We always want to hear your feedback and your input. I'd like to say, for one, with the school board signs, the school board is a separate entity, and so they do have their school board meetings. I'm not sure if they're aware that those signs are out there because each school is kind of its own
Entity.
too. And so, you approach the principal first usually, and then if not, then you go to the school board. But if those signs are from the school, that is with the school board, just to clear that up. As far as the traffic, even, I know a lot of people came, for downtown and Church Street, but even in my district, I've gotten emails about the traffic. And we all know with this growing city, it is becoming an issue so much that even one of our own officers were injured. And I know that Chief Gandy is well aware, and he has even challenged his officers to, even if they're not on the patrol division, to join the traffic safety unit and looking and holding people accountable. Because yes, we're growing, but also it's our people, our residents need to be paying attention and making sure, especially the lady that talked about a child possibly getting run over there by Church Street. So it's a very important matter to us, and thank you for the feedback, and as far as signage and things like that for parking, because that's very true. If you're not used to going to downtown Madison, you don't really know where to park sometimes, and there's actually quite a bit of parking there. So just wanted to thank you guys for that. As far as the committees that I'm on, we did have a HRC Human Resource Committee meeting this morning, and Ms. Brackey will talk more about that regarding a new job position, job description change, and also on revision to Policy 3. Our meetings, HRC meetings are usually sporadic as needed, and with this change of our administration, we've had to have quite a few of them. So we've decided that from now on, it'll be the first council meeting of the month, right before the first council meeting of the month. And if we don't need it, then we'll cancel it. So please, if you do go to those, just make sure you check the website. But we just went ahead and so that it'll be on our calendars to make sure that we have those meetings as needed, and that'll help Ms. Kelly out. I wanted to say I attended Pastries and Policies with the Madison Chamber this morning. Appreciate them always bringing our legislators in so we can hear more about what's going on. We had Congressman Dale Strong this morning. He is on the Appropriations Committee there, and we wanted to give a special thanks to 256 Today, Mecca Music, who was the moderator and asked some very direct and relevant questions. And he did talk about funds going, which I've said before, towards Slaughter Road and over by Wall Triana, and also funds going towards the Highway 72 expansion. Well, I know we've been hearing that for a long time. But he also, there have been some post office concerns, and he did address that, and he too is very, aware of that, and even his mail has been late, and so he did address that, and we appreciated that, and so he is taking measures along with Chairman Rex Vaughn to fix those issues. Tomorrow night is Best in Business. The Madison Chamber is presenting that, and that will be at Space Camp Operations Center at 6 p.m. for cocktail hour. And that's all I have. Thanks.
Thank you. Mrs. White?
Yes, I have a few items. So regarding one of the boards I'm on, the Industrial Development Board, I'm the liaison to the board, and we just came out with our 2025 annual report. This was helpful to me as I'm someone who just became a liaison in November of 2025. So I have pamphlets that was provided by everyone. You can pass them out. More information can be found online about what some of those updates are, but it kind of goes over the board members, what was done, what the vision is, what's happened over the last year, and what we have to look forward to the coming year. So that's just something. We have a new updated website. I've mentioned it before, but it's helpful. So go online, go to the city's website. If you search IDB or Industrial Development Board, you will see more information about what the city is doing to increase our industry in the area. Also, I had the opportunity last week to attend a nonprofit presentation, Wired for Greatness. It's by Dr. Erica Hopkins. It's a program that she runs. She ran it out of the Covenant Christian Academy. It was their homeschool cohort, and it was a 12-week program for middle schoolers where they went over DISC assessments. The kids did personality tests, emotional intelligence, deep diving, and they all had the opportunity to present on it. And I was blown away. A lot of what they learned are things things that most adults don't learn, or adults don't learn until, they're much older. And, it was wonderful to be a part of it. The city of Madison, wanted to recognize it, so I was honored to be able to provide a proclamation to them at that program. Lastly, I met with the new executive director of Community Action Partnership. And if you aren't aware of that, the mission is to enhance the quality of life through the mobilization of federal, state, and local resources in order to provide advocacy, economic development, and assistance to move low-income people towards self-sufficiency. So his name is Isaiah Scott. He's brand new. It's a wonderful organization. It's been a part of this city for a long time. We're one of the communities that it covers. It's all over the United States. And so I'll be moving into a board position on that, for that nonprofit. So if you have any questions about it, if there are community resources or needs that you recognize or have, I can connect you to some of the resources that are available. And just to echo what Alice said about this morning's program, Pastries and Politics, it was really helpful to hear from an elected official. Hearing from Congressman Strong, just being able to sit down and listen, the questions were very relevant. They tied directly to many of the emails that I've been receiving, mail, roads, infrastructure, and to hear what our elected officials are actually trying to do on our behalf is helpful. It's helpful for us to stay engaged, to know what's going on. So it was a great program. A lot of these programs are open. You have to buy tickets or register, but I just want to encourage those who are interested, that take advantage of the opportunities, that are around for us to hear from our elected officials.
Great. Thank you, Mrs. White. Mr. Jackson?
Yes, so first I'd like to announce the Spring Madison Cleanup Day. It'll be Saturday, April 25th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. The city will provide supplies so volunteers can tackle litter hotspots, which there are sadly many around our city. To see a list of locations and sign up to help, go to madisonal.gov and check out the latest news article about the event. And I'd like to thank the mayor and her team for helping elevate this event. Other beautification and tree board news. We had excellent turnout Madison Visionary Partners had excellent turnout for their cleanup on Hughes Road a couple weeks back. And Lincoln Lodge number 99, who has sponsored Stewart Park, has just adopted Pension Row. Did a cleanup there on Saturday, so thanks to them for that. And we have a few individuals who have adopted spots recently, so things are looking up. Our next meeting for the Beautification and Tree Board is Tuesday of next week, the 21st, at 6 p.m. at Madison Meeting Hall. And then finally, I wanted to make one note about the school board meeting last Thursday. As many of you have probably heard, Dr. Nichols announced his retirement effective July 1st. And I just wanted to say on multiple occasions, I've heard him reference the system's mission statement, empowering all students for global success. And it's clear there are more than just words on a page to him from his actions and his statements. I'm very grateful for the leadership he's provided to accomplish that mission, and I wish him all the best with a well-deserved retirement.
Thank you, thank you. The only thing I have is Madison Visionary Partners had their awards celebration a week or so ago. Want to thank them. It was wonderful to see them recognize all of the work that is done in our community, and also wanted to thank everyone who came out to the library book sale. We were able to raise about $6,000 in support of our summer reading program. Very much appreciate your support with that. Please mark your calendar for the fall sale, which I don't think the date has been set, October 25th. Go ahead and mark your calendars for that now. We get all sorts of books in, everything you can imagine, brand new bestsellers, and it's just a great opportunity to refresh your DVDs, your bookshelf. So that's all I have. So now we'll move into public hearings, and we do have one public hearing this evening.
Good evening. The public hearing is for proposed ordinance number 2026-94. This is a request to zone approximately 0.39 acres to B3 upon annexation. You can see the property highlighted there. This is, there's an existing business on there. They're desiring to annex into the city of Madison. Planning Commission and staff are supporting this. There were no speakers in opposition to this at the Planning Commission meeting, and happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. We'll take this time now to open the public hearing and ask if anyone is here to address this specific subject. Seeing none, we will close the public hearing and move forward.
What is the business there right now?
They are planning on opening a liquor store. It is not open yet.
Yeah, that's right, okay.
Move to approve?
Second.
All right, I have a motion from Mrs. White and a second from Mr. Jackson. Any questions or comments? May I have the vote, please?
Councilmember White?
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson?
Aye.
Council President Robleski?
Aye.
Councilmember Beer?
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson?
Aye.
Councilmember McKay?
Aye.
Councilmember Lessman?
Aye.
Thank you. The ordinance passes.
Thank you.
Now we have engineering.
All right. First, I have resolution number 2026-111R, authorizing an agreement among the City of Huntsville Utilities, the City of Madison, Madison Utilities, the Madison County Commission, and Athens Limestone GIS Consortium for the payment of funds related to the U.S. Geological Survey 3D hydrography program in the amount of $15,000 to be paid from the engineering department budget.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Beer and a second from Mr. Goodson. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Beer?
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson?
Aye.
Council President Robleski?
Aye.
Councilmember McKay?
Aye.
Councilmember Lessman?
Aye.
Councilmember White?
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson?
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes.
And next, I have resolution number 2026-144R, authorizing property acquisitions for Burgreen Road and Powell Road improvement project.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion for Mrs. Lessman and a second for Mr. Jackson. And I just want to say that's where a traffic light is going to go, correct?
Traffic signal internally.
Traffic signal. Okay, very good. Any other comments or questions about that area? All right, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember White?
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson?
Aye.
Council President Robleski?
Aye.
Councilmember Beer?
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson?
Aye.
Councilmember McKay?
Aye.
Councilmember Lessman?
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes. Thank you, Michael. Facilities, please.
Good evening. Facilities has one proposed ordinance for you consideration tonight, ordinance number 2026-126, declaring the Juan Farley House as surplus.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion from Mrs. Lessman and a second from Mrs. White. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Lessman?
Aye.
Councilmember White?
Aye.
Council President Robleski?
Aye.
Councilmember Beer?
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson?
Aye.
Councilmember McKay?
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson?
Aye.
Thank you. The ordinance passes. Thank you, Mr. Smith. Chief Williams, how have you been since we last talked? Good.
Have resolution number 2026-145-R, authorizing a contractor agreement with Rocket City Metal and Portable Buildings, LLC, for the purchase and installation of a carport building in the amount of $2,060.25 to be paid from the fire department budget. And this is a carport that we're going to put at the training facility to store hay underneath for our burns.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Beer and a second from Mrs. White. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Beer?
Aye.
Councilmember White?
Aye.
Council President Robleski?
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson?
Aye.
Councilmember McKay?
Aye.
Councilmember Lessman?
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson?
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes. Thank you, Chief. Next, we have HR. Oh. I saw her a minute ago.
Must have just.
I could briefly describe it.
Okay.
If you want me to review it, or Mia can, so.
Oh, he is back there too.
Sure. Mia, do you want to take it? I'm happy to do it.
Okay, thank you, Mia. Okay, well, you have the agenda, right? That's all you, yeah.
I am prepared to handle it.
And really, it's a first reading for the first one.
Ordinance number 2026-151, amending Section 3,
This is our policies of service categories and probationary period of the City of Madison personnel policies and procedures, and this is, like you said, the first reading.
Yes, ma'am. We'll come back and address this April 27th.
And may I add something quickly? The reason that we're proposing this for a first reading tonight is that we're anticipating that we're going to present a bid award resolution to you at the next agenda to award a contract for a new temporary staffing agency. And so if all goes as planned, we'll be able to present that for a vote the same night as the policy.
Okay, thank you very much. We went on without you.
I'm sorry, I was. All right,
okay.
so,
Move to approve?
Oh, no, this is just
Sorry,
a first,
sorry, yeah, that's right.
this is just a first reading. If you could just address letter B, please.
okay, so letter B, Resolution 2026-152R, approval for the job description for a senior executive assistant to the mayor. So basically, we currently have just one level of executive assistant. This creates a senior level just due to the nature of what the mayor's office has to deal with.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion from Mrs. Lessman and a second from Mrs. White. Any comments or questions?
We're changing the job description and probably adding more to it, but we're not necessarily adding a position, a second position, are we?
So our current executive assistant is going to be retiring soon, and so when she retires, this will be the replacement position. So the current position will go away, and then the new position will take effect.
Got it, thank you.
Very good. Any other comments or questions? May I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Lessman.
Aye.
Councilmember White.
Aye.
Council President Robleski.
Aye.
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson.
Aye.
Councilmember McKay.
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes. Thank you. Planning. And you're going to be up here a while. You want a chair? Yeah.
All righty, settle in. We have proposed ordinance number 2026-95, and this is to assent to the annexation of the property that we were talking about at the public hearing. Again, it's 0.39 acres, and it would be Zone B3 upon annexation.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Jackson and a second from Mrs. White. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Councilmember White.
Aye.
Council President Robleski.
Aye.
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson.
Aye.
Councilmember McKay.
Aye.
Councilmember Lessman.
Aye.
Thank you. The ordinance passes.
Thank you. Your next item is proposed ordinance number 2026-119, and this is for vacation of utility and drainage easement within the Star Estates subdivision. This is a subdivision under construction on Landers Road, and the lower graphic shows the entirety of the subdivision from Browns Ferry south along Landers, and then there's a little blow up that shows the area that's going to be vacated, and this is just to allow the subdivision to move forward, and we are recommending approval.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion from Mrs. Lessman and from Mrs. White and a second from Mrs. Lessman. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember White.
Aye.
Councilmember Lessman.
Aye.
Council President Robleski.
Aye.
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson.
Aye.
Councilmember McKay.
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Thank you. The ordinance passes.
Thank you. Your next item is proposed ordinance number 2026-120. This is also a request for vacation of a utility and drainage easement, and this is on Lot 4 of a commercial subdivision. And this is a property on the south side of Highway 72. There is an existing used car sales operation at the property. They are planning a significant expansion to their operation, and the vacation of this utility and drainage easement will facilitate that. We are recommending approval.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Beer and a second from Mrs. White. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Councilmember White.
Aye.
Council President Robleski.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson.
Aye.
Councilmember McKay.
Aye.
Councilmember Lessman.
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Thank you. The ordinance passes.
Your next item is resolution number 2026-132-R, and this is to authorize a development agreement with Velocity Venture Madison LLC, and this is for Slick City Action Park. And just a couple of slides. This is proposed as a 42,000 square foot indoor entertainment. It's youth-oriented, although they will have corporate events and glow-in-the-dark slides in the evening, and, which will be attractive to older, 20-somethings, I guess, and above. It would reflect an increase in tourism for Madison, create about 80 jobs. They're expecting about $1 million in annual payroll. The majority of the employees will be high school-age students, but the management staff will be adults and be full-time. And they chose Madison because it's a family-oriented community, and we talked about several different locations within the city, and this is the one that they really thought was the best fit for their project, because it's really in the heart of Madison and near youth, near schools and daycares and different businesses that would create a synergy with what they offer. And last slide is just, this is an example of the inside of a Slick City Action Park. It is a franchise, and they, in order to keep things fresh, the franchise does require that they change out a slide starting in year 3, and they're required to meet certain standards and that type of thing. We are expecting spin-off benefit to all of the restaurants in around on Plaza Boulevard where this will be located. They will also have food that is mandated by the franchise. So our recommendation is for a 10-year agreement and a rebate of the some of the sales tax that this business generates. That rebate, as you know, we collect 3.5% from businesses. The rebate would be for the 2% that goes to the general fund. The remaining portion of that sales tax revenue would be retained by the city and the school district. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion for Mr. Beer and a second for Mr. McKay. Any comments or questions?
Yes, a question. You mentioned, just to clarify, for the sales tax, you said, so we would retain 1.5% of the sales tax, regardless from day one until perpetuity?
Yes, we do that for any type of sales tax incentive agreement that the city has done. We only would rebate the 2% that the project generates.
Right.
So if they're having a banner year, then that rebate is going to be greater over the duration of the 10-year period of the agreement.
Okay, and part of that sales tax incentive program, that in part, the business has to be designated by the Alabama Department of Revenue, correct, as a tourist destination?
Yes, and they did qualify by the state.
Okay, so that's part of a state program that they came and requested and brought to us.
Well, there was a rebate that they went to the Industrial Development Board to have the sales tax from the construction rebated, and they did qualify under state law as a tourist destination business.
Right, and I was at that meeting. I'm a non-voting member, but as a liaison, I was there, and there were no issues from...
Correct.
Correct, yeah, okay.
So one of the things about this one, Mary Beth, is that as opposed to like us paying for infrastructure or something, this is really, it's kind of almost a performance-based incentive to them. It's like they're getting a rebate of sales tax. So if there was a situation where they weren't taking in much, they're not going to get a rebate of much. I mean, from that perspective, right? It's not like we're paying some amount up front in hopes that that's recouped at some point in the future. This is, hey, as they do better, as they succeed in business, they'll collect the revenue and then they'll get a rebate of that. And part of that is for, a 5-year term, and then it changes and stuff. But that's, so I like the fact that this is like a performance-based incentive instead of something where we're paying a lot of infrastructure or something up front in a hope that we will collect it back in the end in taxes or something. So
That's exactly correct. We are not providing any infrastructure assistance, and it is strictly based on their performance for the 10 years. The first 5 years, there will be a rebate of 100% of the 2%, and then the second half, the second 5-year period would be half of the 2%.
All right, I've got a comment, a question, and a comment. So comment one, I love that it's in the central part of the city. I think that's a really cool way to energize that portion of town. What do you foresee as the main ingress and egress points for this, being as it's kind of tucked back in there a little bit behind Publix and all
Well, there are multiple aspects or multiple access points for Plaza. You can get out onto Hughes Road, you can get out onto Browns Ferry principally, and you can also get to Walteriana. Because of that, distribution of trips should be, I don't know if it'll be an even third each way, but we certainly would expect folks coming up Hughes Road that might be coming from the southern portion, but they could come up Sullivan as well. We haven't modeled that specifically, and Michael's here, so he may want to speak to it as from the engineering perspective. But because we have these 3 access routes, we would expect a distribution of trips.
Gotcha. I guess my last comment is I saw the one in Nashville less than 2 weeks ago. It's really awesome. The place was packed out, so I'm excited about it.
Yeah, and I want to mention just on traffic, because we had gotten a question earlier as staff during the day. The peak hours for this are going to be after school hours and mostly on Saturday and then Sunday afternoons. And so it's a nice offset. You know, the school generates a lot of traffic in the morning, and so this is going to be offset from when the school generates its traffic, from when the daycare centers generate its traffic. We think, again, there will be a lot of synergy with people already going to the library. And so we're not expecting it to be a traffic issue because you've got multiple access points and because of the hours of operation. The business owners said that they're going to be open in the afternoons every day, and then on Saturday it would be all day. If I may also, one of the speakers addressed, had a question about lighting. Most businesses these days are using LED lighting in their parking lot, which is very directional. We also don't allow spillage onto other properties. We look at the amount of spillage that might occur. We have a certain threshold by which they can't exceed that. So we are not envisioning any light spillage issues from this project.
And there are no residents really in that area.
They're north of the library.
I mean, the villas,
and-
but that would be a stretch.
Right.
Have to go over the beer hog for that, yeah. I don't see lighting as being an issue personally. Any other comments?
I'll just say thank you. I know, like, when businesses look at where they want to locate, it's competitive, and this business could choose Madison, Huntsville, Decatur, anywhere, and they chose Madison. A lot of times it is for us to look at incentives to say, how do we attract them here? They're going to put a lot of money out. We want them to be successful. I think there was an earlier question about what happens if there's not. We can't guarantee a business or mandate them to do a certain thing, but we always look at what if something did happen, could you repurpose that building? So once an infrastructure is built, there is more opportunity for somebody else to come in. But I just want to thank you for really being aggressive. I know that you lead the efforts in a lot of these developments, and I think one of the things I heard a lot from folks when I was running is Madison a friendly place to do business? And I think this is an example of we want to attract the right business at the right place, as Councilmember McKay said. They wanted this interior spot, which is very hard to fill sometimes from a development, but if you look at, you know, they're going to do their market study and what's in there and what's going to draw people, it's a great spot. So again, I'm excited about it. When I look at incentives, again, they're something that every city does, and I think the way this one is structured, and again, I thank you for your leadership in that, protects the city. We're not putting anything out. We're only benefiting the end from it, so thank you.
Yeah, I agree. I just want to piggyback off of what David said. I've seen this, come through IDB. I've seen it, go through Planning Commission, and I've seen it evaluated from several different perspectives. And, while campaigning, one of the biggest points that kept coming up was we want to increase our commercial tax base. We want to increase our commercial revenue. And this was the prime example. Most people were very, very excited, when this came up. There were unanimous votes, all around. And I know we're evaluating it from a different perspective right now. We're looking at it as a whole in totality, but it's been a long process. It was not considered lightly. Incentives are not. This isn't the first time we've done this. We've done it for different situations. This is a unique one, just like some other ones have been. So thank you.
Yes, thank you. It'd be a great quality of life amenity, too, for our families. Good.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it's gonna add jobs. I believe you wrote 80 or something, and there's gonna be a parking lot. They're building the parking lot. The private investor is putting a lot of money into this, so they've got a lot of skin in the game. So I think they want it to be successful. We all want it to be successful. And something I've heard around in Madison too is there's not a lot for that middle, that young adult, teenage, to do, activities to do, so I think that's good too. And I saw that it's bringing in an area where you can build restaurants and retail as well. So I think that's, you know, looking at it as a whole, I think it's going to be good.
Agree. All right, to recap, we had a motion from Mr. Beer and a second from Mr. McKay. May I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Councilmember McKay.
Aye.
Council President Robleski.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson.
Aye.
Councilmember Lessman.
Aye.
Councilmember White.
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes.
Thank you very much. The next item is related to this project. It's proposed ordinance number 2026-140. This is for a vacation of a drainage easement that is located on the western edge of this property between the property and the elementary school. We are all recommending approval of vacation of the easement. The applicant has asked if you would be willing to suspend the rules so that they can get their project started and take advantage of good weather.
May I have a motion first to suspend the rules?
Motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to suspend the rules. May I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Goodson.
Aye.
Councilmember Lessman.
Aye.
Council President Robleski.
Aye.
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Councilmember McKay.
Aye.
Councilmember White.
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Thank you. That measure passes. And now may I have a motion with direction to the ordinance specifically?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, so I have a motion for Mr. Beer and a second for Mrs. Lessman with regard to the utility and drainage easement extension. Are there any comments or questions on that? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Councilmember Lessman.
Aye.
Council President Robleski.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson.
Aye.
Councilmember McKay.
Aye.
Councilmember White.
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Thank you. The ordinance passes.
All right, next you have resolution number 2026-121-R. This is a request to set a public hearing. The public hearing would be on May 26th, and this is for the zoning of property that they are requesting to annex in. You can see on the exhibit there, the property would be zoned R1B upon annexation. This is in Skyline Acres. So again, this is a request to set the public hearing date.
So move.
Second.
I have a motion for Mrs. White and a second for Mrs. Lessman. Any comments or questions?
Mayor, all those white squares around it, is that county? Or
Yes, it is.
Is there any Huntsville in there?
No,
Okay.
Huntsville's on the other side of Slaughter Road in this particular area.
Got it, thanks.
May I have the vote, please?
Councilmember White.
Aye.
Councilmember Lessman.
Aye.
Council President Robleski.
Aye.
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson.
Aye.
Councilmember McKay.
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes.
Next, we have proposed ordinance number 2026-123, and this would be the first reading for the annexation of the property we were just discussing.
We'll see that on April 27th.
Yes, you will.
Awesome.
Or you'll see that, excuse me, on May 26th.
Oh, May
We'll have
26th.
it go along with the
Okay.
zoning.
Very good. Thank you.
And next, we have proposed ordinance number 2026-138. This is for vacation of utility and drainage easement at 102 Gin Oaks Court. And you can see on the left, there is the area that's outlined in kind of a blue, which is at the back of the property, or the north end of the property, where the vacation is requested. And in the upper right, I've put in a little aerial so you get a better sense of, because sometimes these legal description exhibits come in and you can't figure out where the heck it is. So this is north, you can see Sullivan Street, and then Gin Oaks Court, the cul-de-sac, and where that property is at the north. Are you tracking? Okay. So the easement is right along that northern edge. This is an animal care facility that's going in here, and they are wanting to do an expansion for their outdoor area and requesting the vacation of the easement. Mr. Burton spoke earlier asking for a request to suspend the rules. We weren't aware of that request, but staff is supporting the vacation, so we're not opposed to that.
You're prepared?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll entertain a motion first to suspend the rules.
Motion to approve, to suspend the rules.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion for Mr. McKay and a second for Mr. Goodson to first suspend. Not Mr. Goodson?
No.
I'm sorry, Mr. Beer.
Ms. Spear.
Mr. Beer to suspend the rules. So we'll do that vote first.
Councilmember McKay,
Aye.
Councilmember Beer,
Aye.
Council President Robleski,
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson,
Aye.
Councilmember Lessman,
Aye.
Councilmember White,
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Thank you. That passes, and so now we'll move to the ordinance.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, now I have a motion for Mr. Beer and a second for Mr. Goodson with regard to the ordinance to the easement. Any comments or questions about that?
Is there drainage or utility easement on either side of that property along the same line?
On either,
I'm sorry, to the east and west?
there is
along that
easement on either side, on the west and east sides, yes.
And you have no concerns, though, still that,
No,
Okay.
yeah, and we're fine with the vacation request.
I've, only because this has come up recently, so this isn't necessarily about the property, but just in general, if I see, maybe I've seen somebody build a fence in a drainage easement, and then later it comes back as an issue. When you vacate an easement, and there's, I guess, that permits any sort of building or any improvements on that easement, correct?
Yes,
And then if there's future issues of any sort, you're kind of addressing that up front, saying, look, we're good with not needing the easement, so if there were issues, we're okay to say, yeah, that's something we'd have to look at if that was our responsibility.
correct. Most of the easements that come before you or they're requesting a vacation, it's not a vacation of the entire easement, especially if we're talking about a residential property in a backyard or a side yard. So the standard on the periphery of a subdivision is to get a 15-foot easement up front with every new plat. So we may have somebody come in and request to vacate 10 feet of the 15 or 5 of the 15. That's the standard that we get. It gets evaluated to make sure that that vacation makes sense if there are utilities in the easement or if in fact it is being used for drainage purposes.
Okay, thank you.
To recap, we had a motion from Mr. Beer and a second from Mr. Goodson. May I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Beer,
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson,
Aye.
Council President Robleski,
Aye.
Councilmember McKay,
Aye.
Councilmember Lessman,
Aye.
Councilmember White,
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Thank you. The ordinance passes.
And the last planning item is proposed ordinance number 2026-139 for a vacation of a utility and drainage easement at 137 Alderwood Drive. This is a first reading, and this is an example where you have a home. They've got an easement in their backyard, and they're wanting to vacate a portion of that easement. And so we'll be back at your next meeting with that item.
All righty, we'll see you on April 27th for that
Thank
one.
you.
Thank you. And then last but never least is recreation. The fun people.
I was going to say.
Good evening. My first item is proposed ordinance 2026-127, amending Chapter 2, Section 2-257 of the Code of Ordinances, City of Madison, Alabama, related to the Recreation Advisory Board by adding Madison Lacrosse to the membership.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Beer and a second from Mr. Goodson.
They do sound alike.
They do, right? Okay, thank you. Any comments or questions on this?
I have one comment as
Okay.
somebody sitting on the Recreation Advisory Board. This will be a first-time seat at the table for them on this board. Lacrosse is a growing sport, has been for a while, and having them on this board allows them to have a seat at the table and voice concerns and opinions and all the good things about that, so.
Very good. Thank you. May I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Beer,
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson,
Aye.
Council President Robleski,
Aye.
Councilmember McKay,
Aye.
Councilmember Lessman,
Aye.
Councilmember White,
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Thank you. The ordinance passes.
My second item is Resolution 2026-146-R, authorizing a professional services agreement with Janine St. Amant for the provision of Zumba instruction at no cost to the city.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion from Mrs. White and a second from Mrs. Lessman. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember White,
Aye.
Councilmember Lessman,
Aye.
Council President Robleski,
Aye.
Councilmember Beer,
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson,
Aye.
Councilmember McKay,
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes.
Next item is Resolution 2026-147-R, authorizing professional services agreement with Michelle Durig for the provision of professional Zumba Gold instruction at no cost to the city. The difference between the two is, I think, Gold's geared towards seniors.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion from Mrs. Lessman and a second from Mrs. White. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Lessman.
Aye.
Councilmember White.
Aye.
Council President Robleski.
Aye.
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson.
Aye.
Councilmember McKay.
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes.
My final item is Resolution 2026-148-R, authorizing professional services agreement with Mary's Mission Incorporated for the provision of professional self-defense and taekwondo instruction.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion from Mrs. Lessman and a second from Mr. McKay. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Lessman.
Aye.
Councilmember McKay.
Aye.
Council President Robleski.
Aye.
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson.
Aye.
Councilmember White.
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes. Thank you, Corey. At this time, are there any miscellaneous business or announcements before we enter into executive session?
Yes, I'd like to note for the record that I will be recusing myself before entering into executive session.
Thank you very much. And I'd also like to note that we will not be returning to council chambers following the executive session.
Thank you. I ask that the following declaration be reflected in the minutes. As the city's attorney, I request that the city council enter an executive session pursuant to Alabama Code Section 3625A 7A3 to discuss legal ramifications of and legal options for pending litigation, as well as controversies not yet being litigated but imminently likely to be litigated if the governmental body pursues a proposed course of action. It is my opinion that this Open Meetings Act exception is applicable to a discussion of these matters with legal counsel.
I move that we enter into executive session for the purpose of such discussion.
Second.
May I have the roll call, please?
Second was
From Michael.
Councilmember Lessman.
Aye.
Councilmember McKay.
Aye.
Council President Robleski.
Aye.
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson.
Aye.
Councilmember White.
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
With majority consent, the council will now enter into executive session. Council is not expected to return or to make any votes following the executive session. We are adjourned. Let's go to the conference room. Yeah, no, let's go to the one right there.
1:30.
It's going to take me a minute, so mingle amongst yourselves.
Murmur among one another. Say again, David?
I was going to see if Mara's taking care of the news. Hello, sir.